Hello, my name is Steve,
And I'm Lily.
and we are Team Similarly Geeky with LightSign on the Stacuity platform. Now, I started this by looking at the API, and is there anything that as a developer experience advocate I can see to improve on? Well, not really. The API has got various languages, and there's a try it button in the browser. But the thing that did catch my eye was the Edge API. So this is where a device is connected via the Stacuity SIM, and this device has a private comms channel with the cloud. So I thought about the world of IoT and digital signage and decided to build my own. After all, if the comms are private and secure, no one can put silly messages on my billboard. So the first step was to make a billboard. Here I used a Raspberry Pi, an LED matrix and some open source software that I found online. Next, we defined a key value pair on the SIM or endpoint indicating the special message that I want to send.
And then we create a webhook that listens to the changes in that key value pair and pass it on to the billboard software. And then this is the crucial bit. When the message has been shown, we acknowledge. And this is so that we can charge advertisers for the time their messages has actually been shown rather than the number of requests. And we track all that into a dashboard we build for ourselves as the provider of advertising space, which I can show now.
So here's a very simple interface. We start with the console output, which gets real-time updates of what is happening with the messages. So new messages coming in and get queued, and when they finish playing, we also get a notification. But that can scroll and is quite ephemeral. So at the bottom we also have a database of all the messages ever played. In order, and the count they played. So whenever we get the finish playing event, we'll update the count real time and also the timestamp they played at. And then we also have a replay functionality. If a client called in and said, "Oh, I want to play my advert again," could hit replay and it would queue the message up again to be sent to LightSign. That's very simple for now, but we could add some queue jumping, say I want to play the message now, or obviously this is for one device, but we could also foresee fleet management being done in a similar way.
So here we have the LED matrix, which is displaying its loop of text. That just goes round and round, that doesn't change. However, if we update the key value pair, which is hosted on the server, we hit return, this value gets uploaded. The webhook triggers in, our server picks that up, it reads the data via the private connection, and then it sends that message onto the Raspberry Pi. And as you can see, the Pi has now picked up that message and it reads it out, get your flu jab here. Now, once that text has fully scrolled off the screen, we send an acknowledgement message back to our server. It says acknowledgement, and it increases the play count over here to say this has played again. I think the biggest gap we really uncovered was fleet management. So having a key value pair for each endpoint is good, and having the webhook that fires when that changes better, but I didn't see a way of setting that webhook programmatically via the API, which is less good, which means you need to use the website to add a webhook for each one of those individual matrices, the LED matrices that you may have. Similarly, the endpoint groups don't have key value pairs, which would have been another way around this problem. At least I can query the endpoints and filter them by group manually, but it seems an unnecessary step where a simple list all the endpoints in the group would have sufficed. But on the downside, there were a few UI issues that tripped me up. Probably not everyone, just me. So the first was that webhook creation doesn't necessarily indicate what fields are required. Also, the Edge API calls don't work on the website, which is not surprising, but there is a great big try it button on there which really tempts you to click it. And for me as a web developer, it can be quite confusing to talk about the endpoint, meaning the SIM, versus the endpoint, meaning the APIs that I'm building that use the SIM.
So some future improvements for that application, we could send confirmation to the advertisers paying for the billing info, either to their phone or a private app with dashboard that we can build. And we can use it as an accessibility device as well. So if there is a recording or sound playing in the room, we could use speech to text to write it on the display and vice versa, translate the text and play it in the room.
So that's everything from us. We are Team Similarly Geeky. This is LightSign, and we've been using Stacuity. Bye for now.
Thank you.